welcome to our podcast, Show Me the Money. This podcast is gonna be like, we're gonna see box office failures, and it's based on the list and box office mojo.
Yeah.
My name is Paola Miranda.
My name is Dariana Guevara. I'm Sandra. Hey, guys.
We're going with that. Okay.
Hey, guys. Yep. Okay, Sandra.
Okay, the first movie that we did is The Prince of Egypt. Lo estamos haciendo in random order.
Yeah.
This podcast gotta be bilingual. We are Boricas, so es como que una mezcla de Spanglish.
Yep.
Yeah. So, The Prince of Egypt was released in 1998.
Yep.
Y el synopsis?
The synopsis, according to IMDb, is an Egyptian prince learns of his identity as a Hebrew and his destiny to become the chosen deliverer of his people.
The studio is Dreamworks, and like most animated movies, it has multiple directors. This one has 3 in specific.
One is a lady.
One is a lady, which is a
Brenda Chapman.
Brenda Chapman, which we're gonna highlight.
And like, she directed Brave, like, in 2012. It's a big deal.
Yep.
Won an Oscar.
Yep.
Even though Disney se gana todos los Oscars, but you know.
Not like they have a rigged system or anything.
But fuck the Academy, am I right?
Truly.
Yeah.
Topical. Okay.
Ooh.
So in this podcast, we saw the movie.
We saw the movie.
And we're gonna talk about our thoughts on the movie.
Yep.
And then we're gonna speculate, so we don't get in actually comments.
Oh yeah.
Why we think it failed.
Yeah. This
They
is only
want money.
This is only pure speculation. We did
We don't
do
work-
a little research, but there's nothing concrete to what we're gonna say at the end of this podcast. So don't take our words to heart.
Don't fact check us.
Don't pull those receipts.
Do facts really matter in this day and age?
Does it really matter in the simulation, the facts? Does it
No,
really? Like,
no.
But enough about recent events. Let's talk
Topical.
about an event that happened many years ago. In the before times.
In the before Christ.
Before Christ. Literally.
Before
Yeah.
times and before Christ.
So,
Did you say before crimes?
Protecting
so what
Agent
did we
Egypt.
think about the Prince of Egypt?
I love it que esto es like un podcast que se supone que fluya y te está como que orden. Total Virgo, guys,
I
if
know
you
it.
didn't know.
Yep.
Okay, so the opening sequence of the Prince of Egypt, you guys. Amazing.
Yes. It's
But before
fantastic.
that, like in blanco y negro,
Mhm.
like we get a paragraph that's basically a disclaimer.
Yes.
This is like saying that the events of this movie are based on the book of Exodus.
Yeah.
Exodus.
That's if you don't like what we have here, just go read the book of Exodus.
Como que basically,
I mean,
como que
debatable, 'cause
they say that they
want
took
to.
liberties with the story,
Yeah,
which is
which is
like
pretty gutsy.
What?
It's pretty gutsy.
Yeah.
In a, in a Christian.
Pero es
Yeah.
que como que yo nunca había visto eso antes, like in a movie.
Mhm.
Que you put an actual disclaimer being like, oh, we gotta fuck up the events and change that a little bit. So,
Yeah.
no.
But we make beautiful
Like-
animation.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
But
it's
it's gonna
correct.
make up for it for the fact that in our version, the mom is the one who finds Moses, not the daughter of the Pharaoh. So,
Yeah.
What didn't
yeah, I read that on IMDb.
I did not know that because I'm a bad Catholic. Well, but I'm a recovered Catholic.
I am a recovering Catholic because as an art historian major, I am continually like shown Catholic stuff, and that little part of me like she comes out sometimes, and then I repress her back in.
I mean, like, we were raised Catholic, but
Yes.
I don't believe in the Jesus anymore.
Me neither.
I drink his juice.
We all
I
drink
do-
his juice.
I- all drink his
I
juice.
believe Jesus.
We love his blood.
Yeah.
I believe
Blood
Jesus
gang, young blood.
existed. I believe Jesus existed, but I I don't think he was that big of a deal. Like, I feel like he was just a really good dude who had a genuine message that people just took way out of proportion.
Same. I think
basically.
like he existed, but
Like,
he affected
the timeline.
the timeline.
Yeah.
And then
True.
AI, proof that he was like a living, breathing man.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like Buddha, just like Mahoma.
Yeah.
But Jesus is like mystical, you see.
Yeah.
It's just the fandom sucks.
Yeah. Their fan art is fantastic,
Fantastic.
though. The Sistine Chapel is amazing.
The Sixteen Chapel still slaps.
Okay.
So
So back to the film.
Back to the Prince of
Af-
Egypt.
after that, we get that disclaimer, which what the fuck? We get like the opening sequence with the slaves,
which
is so heartbreaking.
yes,
And it reminded me why I don't watch this movie a lot.
a continuing thought that I had through the entire movie is you have to appreciate how gutsy this movie is because the movie goes there.
Yeah.
The movie
Yeah.
shows blood. The movie whips their slaves. The movie kills children.
Yeah.
The movie kills
For kids.
adults too. You see the
Well,
death of
actually, I
an
have
adult.
a fun fact about that. Lo saqué de Wikipedia, so again, don't fact shake me. But it said that the movie was marketed for adults. So it was never intended
to be
Huh.
for children.
for children.
So we're gonna go back to that. Then.
Yeah, put a pin on that
Put a
because
pin
it's
on
gonna
that
be important
topic.
later.
But
yeah, like
yeah.
the sequence al principio being heartbreaking. Like you see, the song
the song is amazing.
is so sad.
The
Oh
song
my
is
God.
sad.
And
It still slaps, but it's still sad
The
because
s-
you actually see them,
Yes.
with the water, with the mud, trying to make
Yep.
this monument for this big ass pharaoh.
Yeah.
Because of course, he wants to see his face.
Yeah.
Every day.
Yeah, and
because
you
of course
and
he
you
would.
see like the Egyptians being whipped and tortured.
Well, the
and it's
Hebrews.
hard.
The Hebrews.
Yo, sorry. You see the woo! Don't get at me. You see the
I'm checking there. Pharaoh.
Did you see the Egyptians whipping the Hebrews?
The Hebrews. Yeah.
Which is so.
I'm just in.
But
awe.
I would say that
Uh,
when I see this movie, I just think about the word epic.
oh, definitely. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think the movie is really epic. It
Yes.
makes sense because this movie.
Mhm.
Let me be.
I'm sorry.
Let me be. She's trying to control me. It because this movie was the president of Dreamworks wanted to do
Ooh, which
like
one
a
of the
remake.
big three?
Jeffrey something?
Katzenberg.
I don't remember.
Yeah, okay, yeah, there's three. There's three biggies. Katzenberg, Spielberg, and I don't remember the third one. I think
It
it's
would
Lucas.
be. It would be Katzenberg.
It's
For this
Katzenberg.
movie. For
Okay,
this
because
movie.
he wanted to do a remake from the movie The Ten Commandments, which is an epic movie. And I will say that this movie does that well because
Oh,
it
yeah.
is an epic
Yeah, I feel
film.
like one of the big saving graces of this movie that helps it escalate to epic is the music because the music itself is
It's a
epic.
grand score. It's Hans Zimmer.
the only
But
composer in
I
Hollywood.
was like
Apparently.
when I saw this movie, I kept thinking like for el opening sequence, I kept thinking about The Lion King, and how I thought that after the Circle of Life sequence, the movie that like goes down in tone is not that epic anymore.
Yep.
And I would say the Prince of Egypt consistently
Stays,
stays in that high.
Yeah.
But that's why I think like the word epic
Epic.
is like the greatest word to describe
Yeah,
this
I
movie.
completely agree with you. It's so much. It's epic in all the right places. It's epic with its
Animation.
with its music, with its animation, with its use of white screens,
White shots.
white shots. Thank you.
The white when they use the white shots, they're using them for like to establish the Egyptian empire.
Yep.
You know, when the first white shot you see is when the Pharaoh is talking to Moses and Razmi, and
Yeah, and
they're
You see
like,
the face of the pharaoh at the background.
Yes.
And you see
Ramsey.
parts of the Nile River. as well.
and you like you see like, bam, this is all I own and have, and you
It's
see
a-
like the power.
You feel the power
have.
and the grandeur
But-
of the Egyptian empire.
But you also feel how overwhelmed Ramses is. Because this is the part where you realize that Ramses, of the two brothers, the one that has the most weight on his shoulders, at least at the moment.
Because he's the legitimate son.
He's the oldest son.
No.
That's another thing that surprised me about this movie. I like the idea of like Egyptian pharaoh mama like finding this baby, and everyone's cool with it.
Yeah.
Nobody questioned it, and then they
pharaoh,
justify it by you were a gift from the gods.
Yeah. And the pharaoh doesn't look down on Moses because he's Hebrew.
I don't think they know.
I don't think
they know.
I don't think they ever know.
They just know that he's just a baby.
The only one who discovers he's a Hebrew is Moses because he had a talk with Miriam and Aaron.
Yeah.
One of the things that I really like about this movie is that they sprinkle Hebrew in the songs, and it creates like a emotional punch.
It adds to the epicness.
And then it adds to the epicness. And the shot, okay, this movie, story-wise is amazing how it's written. But there's a shot of, when la mamá the mom de Moses lo deja in
the basket.
Basket in the real Nile. There's a shot of her crying.
Oh, yeah.
That shot is amazing.
Yes.
But we come back to that shot because Miriam, when he meets his brother, her brother, she cries too, and it's the same frame, and it's the same tears, sobbing. This movie with the details is fucking amazing.
It's a very detailed movie, and it
is
better because of it.
Other thing I like is the relationship between Moses and his brother Ramses.
That was actually my other note.
My note says bros being bros.
My
Carriage right.
My note is more Virgo-ish. It says it really breaks your heart when they separate later.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, because I like
spoilers.
One of the great things about this movie at the beginning, when we are seeing their development relationship through the cart chase scene, which was a great cart chase scene that calls back to like the great epics, the Hollywood Ben-Hur and the Ten Commandments in its grandeur and spectacle. But it's also very cartoonish.
Yeah.
I think it has a boing and everything. But when they're talking after they were talked down to by their dad, and then we come back to that scene later.
But bitch is okay.
Woo!
I got one of them. Let me know that is wide motherfucking shots.
What?
Wide motherfucking shots to show the Egyptian Empire. One of my notes.
No,
but
the
you
pharaoh show la herencia que va a tener Ramses.
Yeah,
because it's a big deal. You're gonna have all this land.
That wide shot established a lot of things.
Yeah, true.
Like the power they have, the power that rests on his shoulders now, and established a lot of things. One of the things that I keep thinking about this movie is that it does a great job of foreshadowing shit.
Oh yes.
Because the first foreshadowing that we have is when the pharaoh is like, he can't be led astray, not even by you. Que se lo dije. It is said to Moses.
Yep.
Then you got God saying to Moses, you cannot negotiate with the pharaoh. It ain't gonna happen. And when he meets the pharaoh, he's thinking the pharaoh is his father, but is his brother.
You've been gone long enough for Ramses not only to be the pharaoh, but have a fully grown kid.
Yeah.
Yep. Which is something that impacted me when because how long has Moses been gone?
Like a lot of years. Like you see it, he has like a makeup montage, but it's like daddy montage. The daddy of the sheeps.
Brief pause. Moses can get it.
He can get it.
Yeah. Moses can get it. And Ramses can get it.
Ramses can get it.
And of course, to jump to the next scene, Michelle Pfeiffer's character can get it.
Yeah.
Because, wow, what a great character. I am a little sad that I feel like they underused her. Because she's really important in, like, the beginning of the film. But as soon as Moses gets the call from God, it's like, she's no more.
Yeah. But
Which
at least it's different from the story in the Bible, because tengo entendido that in the Bible it's like Moses
Bible doesn't have women.
Woo!
Girl!
Christians don't come at us.
Woo,
But
girl.
in the movie, in the Bible, you get that Moses does save his daughters from people, shady people.
Yeah.
But what happened is that as soon as he does that, Jethro gives him his daughter, and they get married.
Yeah.
So it's a lot more different.
Yeah, they made it consensual in Prince of Egypt.
She has more agency.
Yeah,
we get to meet her.
Get to meet her.
Like her personality.
Their relationship blossoms in a montage, which I usually don't buy in movies, but in this movie I was sold. I was like, yeah, I get it.
Yeah, I was sold by it because a lot of years happen. And
Yeah.
you see the years happen. It's not like a montage of like a week or a month.
Yeah, it just seems to happen in a song. But years were in that song. Jethro was singing for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
But it's then we meet Miriam.
Yes, played by Sandra Bullock.
I did not
Which
know
I
that
did
there
not
was
know
a,
that
It was the
Sandra
first
Bullock.
thing I noticed.
No, I
when
did not
she
know.
started talking.
I
No.
did not know. But
I did not notice that Jeff Goldblum was Aaron.
Jeff Goldblum.
Jeff Goldblum is here, and I was like, that
I-
voice, I know that voice.
On the back of my mind, I'm like, I know you. I've heard you. Where have you been? And then I checked it up, and
Where
it's
have
like,
you been on my life? Like, I feel like they did a great job with Aaron. Like,
Yes.
as a kid, I was frustrated with Aaron, but as an adult, I understand him and his perspective, because he's like, oh, now you care about us because you know you're a Hebrew.
Yeah.
Like,
But you didn't care about us.
It makes... me estoy adelantando.
We're jumping around.
We're jumping around. But it just... It's good for the character development of Moses, because he notices that, you know, that he decided not to give a fuck.
Yeah.
Because it was happening.
You know, in regards to that, there's a note I have here that when I heard this line, I genuinely cackled. Like, when Moses said, this is when he meets Aaron and Miriam for the first time, and Miriam's very excited that he's here.
Yeah.
And Moses answers, freedom? Why would I care about that? I cackled so hard that I had to write it down.
Yeah.
Because it's an acknowledgement of privilege.
Yeah.
Because at the moment he's not acknowledging it, but when Moses has his little crisis of conscience, he realizes like, oh, there is a problem with the system. I am part of the problem.
Yeah, that's another note I have, because it basically just says, like, when let's finish with the Miriam scene.
Yeah.
They meet for the first time, and I instantly love this bitch. I just love her. I think she's a smart ass bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think the smartest thing she said, well, she sung the lullaby that their mother used to sing to trigger his memory.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if that works.
Moses.
I think it works.
Moses is a sleeper.
Maybe he was a baby.
I mean,
for
you guys.
Disbelief.
Moses is a sleeper agent.
Oh my god. You're not wrong though.
He immediately remembered who he was.
Well, yeah. But then he has the nightmare, which is in hieroglyphico.
Can we talk
What
about
the
the
fuck?
hieroglyphic scene?
That's amazing.
Oh, girl.
That's amazing.
That is so creative on the
Girl,
part of
when
the
you
animation
see
staff. That is so creative on the animation staff. It requires so much for a team to be like, I have this idea. And I love the idea of everyone else going, perfect.
Brilliant.
Marvelous.
Go fuck my wife.
But not only that, when you see on a 2D animation 5 stages of grief in like less than 2 seconds, that takes talent. That takes a lot of talent, a lot of hard work.
I love. It's just amazing, and I love that when he wakes up, he's trying to find what he did, what he done, and he finds it, and you get the pharaoh, which kind of the scene kind of looks a little bit dreamish still.
Yes.
Like you kind of feel like you
Because
don't know.
Because it's empty.
You don't know if the
It's
pharaoh
empty, and
is
there's
actually.
like a lack of color.
Yeah. You don't know if the pharaoh is actually there,
Yeah.
or it's just like Moses' imagination, like he's talking about it.
But it
Like,
adds
I'm-
more to the drama.
Yeah, it does. And when I just find it funny, but you get the explanation of the pharaoh, and basically is genocide, no biggie.
Yeah, I feel like
Normal day. Genocide?
We gotta do this for the greater good. It's like the whole Thanos, the whole Thanos treatment. But a diferencia, like the difference is that there's a person who's actually being like, I'm not gonna give you the sympathetic empathy. You're gonna get no empathy.
I feel like this is
from
a whole
me.
other.
I know it's another thing,
Put
but
on
fuck
it.
Infinity War. I'm saying it now. If you don't want to listen more to this podcast, goodbye. But we don't need you.
Yeah.
But the thing.
Disclaimer.
But the thing is that, like Moses le contesta a Pharaoh. It's just like he's answering back like, this is not right. There's no greater good.
No,
for that.
he actually doesn't. The great thing about that scene is that when the Pharaoh justifies, in big quotation mark, he says they were only just slaves. And Moses leaves.
Yeah, that's true. He doesn't say
the 5
anything.
stages
But
of grief,
but-
and he
sorry.
and he shakes his head, and he can't
Yep.
believe that this man who raised him to be this person that he is till then. So like it's amazing.
But I'm just trying to say that the facial expressions that Moses tells so much, and he doesn't understand why the Pharaoh did it. There's no empathy towards him. That's why I'm trying to say. Algo que Thanos no tuvo, pero the 20 pesos, we come back to that later. I'm gonna burn that movie to the ground.
Okay. Hieroglyphics.
Okay. Now that he knows that
who he is, now he sees it everywhere.
Now he sees it everywhere because he becomes the architect.
Yeah, Ramses makes him the architect.
And then when they're doing the pyramid, you see Moses seeing the slaves differently now that he knows that he's a Hebrew, and it feels like privilege. You see, like he says what he is part of the system.
Very ballsy of this movie to not only have Moses stand up for the slaves,
he kills the man.
He kills a man.
He kills a man.
It's accidental,
but still,
but he's dead.
He did. Gone.
I didn't notice actually when I was watching it last night. My boyfriend had to point it out to me, like, no, he's dead. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
He did.
He's dead?
Yeah, because then Moses is like, I killed a man.
Yep.
And then you see Ramsey being like, I'm the Pharaoh. I can say that you are innocent. Or
you see the corruption of the system as well.
Yes, you see that he is corrupt, and you start to see like the differences of morals and the clashing starting to begin. It's like amazing storytelling. Like you see it. I mean,
I like Ramses as a character a lot. He's very complex. I'm into that. I like when I can dissect characters and just be like, yeah.
So he's very complex, but you have to like get at that like. He could have let go of the people before all the shit that happened.
He definitely could. I'm not defending that at all. When I say I like a character, I don't automatically like want to say that I defend his actions or anything. What I like about Ramsey is that the reason he is the way he is because he is pressured. When at like way later in the movie, when Moses keeps like, you need to let them go. No, I won't. You need to let them go. No,
I'm not gonna be the weak link.
I'm not gonna be the weak link.
That's that. But again, that's amazing storytelling because it shows you the psychology behind the character, and that is he's still traumatized.
Yep.
Childhood trauma.
Affects us all.
Affects us all. Trauma to
And toxic masculinity también.
Yep.
And then, but after Moses kills.
Oh, I wanna point out something really quick. Not only is this movie great animation wise and music wise, the voice acting is fantastic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because before Moses accidentally kills the one who's whipping the slave, he starts saying the word please, but the first please that comes out of his mouth is barely audible. Yeah. And I found that fascinating. I don't think very few times is that used in voice acting.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
In voice acting, usually it's very clear and crisp.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But the fact that they decided to show vulnerability through the voice, this movie, this movie.
So after this, this is like the last straw for Moses.
No more.
No more.
So
So
to the desert, I go.
So to the desert he goes, to his journey. He says goodbye to his brother. It's very heartbreaking because
He doesn't even say goodbye. He
He
does
just
oh my
say
God.
goodbye.
pulls a Carmen Sandiego.
Yeah, he does. Oh my God! And Ramsey asked him to stay.
He says
with
him to stay.
with a pleas that's so filled with
Emotion. Yeah, because he didn't want his brother to go. He had the expectation that he was going to rule with his brother on his side. It's so good. Anyway,
Moses leaves.
Moses leaves, and then he meets the little girl's, some family of her
Jethro.
name. Her name is
They said
Sispora.
they said her name a couple of.
Sispora.
That doesn't sound right.
Yeah,
But,
it's Sispora.
okay, I'm gonna believe you then.
Don't fact check us.
We don't know how to properly say names. We're sorry. We
Yeah.
do apologize beforehand.
Oh yeah.
And now we have wide shots in the desert, but it's totally different. I think it's more about how magnificent nature is. So
And
like
how
slash
isolated Moses
yeah,
Because he's in a desert
yeah.
alone.
Yeah, but not only he's in a desert, this is as isolated as he's ever been in his life. There's no family to go back to anymore. He's leaving Egypt, but he doesn't necessarily
He doesn't
know
have the
where,
empire
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah, but he doesn't know where he's going either. The
Por
fact that
eso.
he
He's
he
lost.
stumbles with Jethro and his crew, like that was just a pure coincidence, and like I guess it was the big G looking after him.
Yeah. At this point, I just wrote a note that says this soundtrack fucking slaps. We cannot
Yeah.
agree this. It's a
Yes,
Jennifer
slaps.
Definitely.
universal truth. Then we get like the montage. This
Yes.
is like montage. Like nothing interesting happens in the desert until after the montage, the flaming bush.
Ooh.
Which
Okay, so-
apparently the voice of God was a very big deal
yes, I read
in
that too.
Wikipedia. It
And
says-
IMDb.
in Wikipedia, it sale that they really wanted the voice not to sound like anything you have heard before.
Mm-hmm.
Which is weird because I didn't find the voice sound
Okay,
weird.
here's the thing. There's a whole history behind the voice that I read. Originally, the voice was gonna be it was gonna be a mix of the entire cast saying the lines.
Mm-hmm.
But when they were doing those lines, Val Kilmer stood out.
Mm.
So they just picked Val Kilmer later because originally in the before times, they had the idea of doing the voice of God as a woman and a child. But then I think Katzenberg or someone in the production team was like, we could offend a couple of people with that.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Fuck that.
But yeah, honestly, the voice of God in this movie ends up just being Val Kilmer again.
Yeah, and that's kind of a bit distracting because I was
Yeah.
thinking, he sounds like Moses.
Yeah, Moses is talking to himself.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to take this to its artistic expression level, you can just be like, oh, God is using a familiar voice to communicate with Moses. But I don't feel like that justifies the fact that they just wanted to use this
same.
white man twice to portray God.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm going to say this. God habla como un spoken poetry guy. Yeah, I'm
God
gonna
is gonna start
Who
snapping.
is 20 years old and his favorite poet is Bukowski.
yeah.
Oh my God.
If there's any Puerto Ricans listening to this,
Read better
God,
poets.
God sounds como un poeta de la Yupi.
Yeah.
Full
Oh my
on.
God, yeah.
Full
Minor en filosofía. Gracias.
Full on. And it's kind of frustrating because I'm like, if you want him to free your people, can you be a little bit more direct?
Yes.
Instead of going like in circles.
Yeah, in this film, and honestly, this has always kind of bothered me in God's story, so I'm just gonna get crucified now.
Okay.
God always needs people to do things for him,
And he God.
and he's God, so he can just make people do things for him. But in this movie, God gives zero direction as to what to do. He's just like, take the staff, it'll do things.
It will show my wonders.
It will show my wonders. Which honestly, the wonders are underwhelming because when
it's
Moses,
a snake.
the snake, when Moses is a snake, it's just one snake.
But
Yeah,
pin on that snake because I saw something about the snake that is
okay, cool.
Okay. God is talking with Moses, and Moses is like overwhelmed because he doesn't know what the fuck is happening, and God loses his shit. There's a moment where he starts screaming.
He does,
and poor Moses is like terrified on the ground, trembling. And okay, let me say, God is an abusive fuck.
Oh my God,
because he screams on Moses, and then he's like, "Oh Moses, oh Moses." I'm like, "Fuck you, motherfucker!" Like, like what the fuck?
God in this movie, God is
Es que recuerda
a messy bitch.
True, pero recuerda que este es el Dios del Antiguo Testamento. Que it's
Yeah,
way different del Dios del Nuevo
Old
Testamento.
Testament God is rough.
Yeah,
He calms down after he has his first kid.
Yeah. Like he gotta stay in control. He gotta be responsible now.
So Moses has his mission.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now he's going on his quest.
Yes.
And
his wife goes with him.
His wife goes with him.
Because she is amazing.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's amazing. His right hand. So he comes back
After a lot of years, apparently.
goes to
to Egypt. He goes
to Egypt. Goes to the court of the Pharaoh. Can I say court, or is I wrong in Egyptian?
No, you can say court. You can say court.
Court of the Pharaoh.
Yeah, I feel like it's a general term.
Okay,
Yeah.
so he goes back to the court of the Pharaoh, and plot twist: who does he find in the seat of the Pharaoh?
Brother.
With son, with big
son.
boy.
But I will say that the thing that most caught my eye is the fact that before this scene, God says the Pharaoh cannot be convinced.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
When Moses sees that the Pharaoh is his brother, his face.
The stages
His
of grief.
face.
That's great animation, you guys.
Yeah, the details. His face is in shock and comes with the realization that this is the man I have to fight.
It's not
the man that I once called my father.
Oh yeah.
Cause fuck him, am I right?
Yeah.
He has to fight somebody he actually likes and grew up with.
Mm-hmm.
So it's amazing, that detail of the film.
Mm-hmm.
But in this scene, he's saying, "I came back. I'm a Hebrew. I want to free the people, and let me show you a magic trick. This is my party trick now. Puts the staff, and now it becomes like a snake. I hope those dogs.
Oh my God, we're sorry about the dogs.
If you hear the dog, sorry. You put the staff.
Yeah, and it turns into a snake.
It turns into a snake. And the brother laughs because it's like, oh,
I've seen this before.
This is the magic of your
Steve
God.
Martin. Martin Short. Show him what magic is.
Okay, this is a point of contention
As we all
in this because Dariana hates them. I don't know how you feel about the guys.
Okay,
Hotep and Hui.
I'm like
The priest.
The priest.
I'm like,
I don't hate them.
I mean, you gotta take it from the perspective that they embody the part of Egyptian mythology versus what the movie tries to sell you with the Christian story.
Yeah, and I don't think you're supposed to like them either way. The movie very explicitly portrays them as stuffy and nosy and catty. When I say I hate them, it's not that I. Okay, it's like the Hunchback of Notre Dame situation.
Okay. That is another point of contention.
Topical.
Because I like the gargoyles.
I do not dislike the gargoyles. Okay, the thing is que Paola doesn't understand when I say something, and she automatically thinks I hate it, and I don't. I just have thoughts.
Oh, you have thoughts. I know, you dislike them.
The thing is that I feel like this movie is so epic. I feel like their presence is a little bit... Their presence is the one that reminds you, oh, maybe there are children in the audience.
I mean, I guess. I just find them like typical comic relief.
Yeah.
Like,
Would you say this movie needs comic relief?
No.
But
it's there.
But it's there.
I mean,
Star Wars doesn't need comic relief, but it does have comic relief.
Yeah. Again, I don't hate these characters. I just, if you took them out of the movie, I don't think you would miss anything.
I mean, I like the God musical sequence.
I don't like
Yeah.
this song. This is the one.
I like this musical
But
number.
I like the drama.
We're playing with the big boys now. Sounds like an entirely different team of musicians wrote it.
I don't agree with it.
Yeah,
I think
don't
it's
agree with it.
I think it's the same bombastic melody and that you have heard all along, just like a different.
It sounds like a kid taunting you.
I think that's the point.
Yeah, but
The point, like
yeah, but when I'm hearing the Prince of Egypt soundtrack and that song comes out, I'm gonna skip it.
I'm not gonna skip it because it's like the song that's telling you, "Fuck you, my gods are better than y'all. Your god only can do like the snake."
Well,
But
we'll agree to disagree.
The point of the snake is that this whole big musical number is going around, but the priests create an animal. I don't remember which animal it was. I think
it was a snake.
It's
Is
a
that snakes too?
It's a 2 snake scene.
Yeah.
2 snakes. Well, the thing that happened is that most of the snakes eat that snake.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
He eats that food, which is another foreshadowing. That says they're gonna win at the end, no matter how big
Or
and magical whatever you are. This god is gonna win.
or it could be another foreshadowing of Christian propaganda.
Yikes.
Because the Crusades happened, believe it or not. There were like four. Like it could have been a sequel or trilogy, but no, they wanted to be extra and made like 4.
It was a saga.
It was a saga. You're right. You're smart.
Yeah, but I want to immediately jump to the plagues
Mm.
because I think the plagues are the highlight of this movie.
Because the plagues are important.
but we talked about Aaron, right? Aaron saying,
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
We did talk about Aaron.
oh, but I like to point out the quote he said.
Okay.
Yeah.
Most of the responses to Aaron being like,
Why do you care about it?
"What you care about us now?" is, "I did not see, because I did not wish to see."
Yeah, he acknowledges it.
He
Yeah.
acknowledges the fact that he was ignorant
Mm-hmm.
on purpose.
Yep.
Because dealing with the slave treatment would have been an issue for him. It would be uncomfortable for him. And it's kind of something that we still see today.
Yep.
That people with privilege don't want to acknowledge privilege because then you have to change the status quo.
Yep.
Because it's the rich.
And
at the end of
then
all.
then things will be on equal ground, and it's like, why would you want to lose that power?
I don't want to be equal to you.
It's like that you don't want to lose that power, and I think it's very bold for this movie to go to that.
Yeah.
So
In
The
this
plagues.
in this part of the movie, real quick, I remember Aaron saying all these lines and me screaming at the screen. Aaron is
right, he is correct.
he is correct because
Jeff Goldblum, my daddy, the internet's daddy.
I love him. I love Jeff Goldblum.
But before we go to the plague,
Oh boy.
the water turns to blood.
It does.
Bitch.
And it's a great scene.
Bitch, they went there.
They went there.
This is the first. Whoa, they went there.
They
Yeah.
went there.
No, this
In
is
an animated
the
movie, they
first
went there. An animated movie that it was marketed for adults, but you know that some parents were like, animated, let's go bring the kids.
We don't need a babysitter today.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it turns into blood and it's very thick.
Oh, yeah.
It's very thick.
Which I don't understand how
Ramsey
was like, this is the same thing the priest did. It's not, Brookie.
It's because, well, I was gonna say it's because Ramses doesn't touch the blood, but blood does get on Ramsey.
Yeah. And it's not the same.
Foreshadowing.
It's not the same thickness.
Yeah.
So I don't understand how he was like,
I think
denial. Ellos lo hicieron, like my priest did it too, so not real.
I think it's just him doing the Moses thing. I'm not seeing it because I wish not to see it.
Yeah.
But now.
So now we go.
Your favorite song.
The Plague.
Best song, first of all. I genuinely believe it's the best. Like,
I get it.
it's okay. The thing is, this is the song that firmly states that this movie's an epic.
It's true.
Yeah.
I give you that. Yeah.
This is the song that firmly states that. There is a shot in this song where it uses the entire goddamn screen to show you both Moses and Ramsey.
Yeah.
Bitch! I lost
Yeah.
my shit. I was like, stop retelling. I was like, this movie, awards.
That shot made me have goosebumps.
That shot, I screamed when I saw it. I was like, what the fuck? Because it's just showing you how they came from the same place.
Yep.
But they drifted apart. And it just shows you that in just one fucking shot.
Yep.
What?
This
Like
movie.
the details of this movie are insane because
If
each
I had-
detail they come with it like adds to the story.
If I had to
and
show
deepen it.
anyone one shot of this movie, it would be that shot.
Oh, amazing.
It would be that shot.
Yeah.
That shot would be my screensaver. It would be my Facebook banner photo.
I was like, my note is the plague sequin amazing. The shot of half Ramsey and half Moses, I scream. and epic. Una línea. Epic.
My note of that scene is the plagues, the ethical implications.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
here's the thing, God is like, you got to do this so my people are free. God does not take a single second to think about all the innocent lives that are being ended.
Because
Yeah.
he has
Children,
favorites.
because there's a scene in this song where Moses sees an Egyptian mother and child, and a flash of contempt and regret is in his face because he knows that they're gonna die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This movie.
You know, the plague happens.
All the plagues happen.
The plague happens.
They're horrible.
9. So 9 plagues.
Do the 9 plagues happen in the movie?
Yeah. 9
Yeah,
out of
The
10.
9 of them happen.
Yeah.
9 out of 10.
Yeah, because they saved the big one for last.
Oh,
Yeah,
girl.
yeah.
That one gets no music.
No. But after the 9 plague, Moses comes back to Ramsey.
Yes.
And
That's
Ramsey
And-
is with his
Son.
son.
No, he's not with the son first.
At first they're talking like they talked before when
Yes. When he's up in the statue.
when
with
he's up
Moses.
in the statue, and it's trying to connect that they still have their childhood,
Yeah.
and there's like a connection,
They
their
still love
memories.
each other.
They have history. That's what the
They have history and memories.
yeah.
But now
that's
they got-
the dialogue is all about.
But now they
But-
got bad blood.
But let's not bring her here. But then you got the son, and the son,
Yes.
Ramsey's son, and Ramsey's son is what brings back the present, which is amazing. Like he brings back the thing that is happening right now, and he's like, no, he's evil. Like in the eyes of that little kid,
Oh, yeah.
Moses is evil,
Yeah.
and that's what he states.
Yeah.
And then
yeah,
his brother-
because he accuses Moses.
Yeah,
Until
he's
later
the-
he says, "This is the one
This
who
is the
causes
one
all
who
of this."
causes all of
and
this.
Angry.
in his
face.
eyes,
We
he
can-
is
we
the
can-
monster.
We can
Yeah.
probably estimate that kid doesn't know that Moses is his uncle
No,
No,
at all.
no, at all.
at all.
He's
But
just the man who fucked Egypt over.
Yeah.
but
and then
and
then-
we get the biggie.
no. But before the biggie, like
before the biggie. Oh, I know where you're going.
yeah, Ramsey tells his son, it's like, I just want to know why. And Moses says, I wrote it down because it's so good. Because no kingdom should be made on the back of slaves. Funny that. Funny that.
Funny that world history.
Wow.
Funny that Americans animators wrote this.
You wanna do that?
I want to go there. American
our
animators.
first episode?
Yes. American animators wrote this on the script and there's no self-reflection about the now.
Yeah.
I just dropped a bit. I'm sorry for dropping this biggie on you guys, but I just I saw that scene and I was like, funny that.
And again, in this scene, while all of this is happening and Moses is just dropping truth bombs, we go back to the hieroglyphic of the dad and the babies in the river.
Yeah, and there's another foreshadowing in that scene.
Yeah.
Like when you had the white shot, you see that Ramses' son is in between the crocodiles.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then you zoom back to Moses. Moses realizes what's happening, and he says, Ramses, you brought this on yourself.
He tries one last time, do it for your son.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no.
And Ramses is like, nah, son.
No, él dice eso, but before, after he says that, it's the white shot.
Yeah.
Moses realizes. Moses tells to Ramses, you brought this on yourself.
Yep.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Storytelling, am I right? Storytelling.
Y'all better get used to this because I don't this podcast is about movies that didn't make a lot of money. We're probably gonna find more bad than good. We're just lucky we got a really good movie for our first episode.
Yeah, not necessarily because a movie is.
I said probably.
Yeah, but I just want to say that not necessarily because a movie didn't make money in the opening weekend, it means it's bad. Probably,
I know that.
Bad marketing and whatever. That? I mean, this movie we la sacamos de the list of Box Office Mojo, and the number it has is 186,
which is pretty
from
200
movies. So it didn't do that badly on Box Office. And
but now,
but before
not yet.
Before the beginning, I have a question for you guys.
Okay.
Why did they need to have permission?
What do you mean?
What?
Why did Moses need to have Ramses' permission to leave?
Because God said so.
Not only God said
so,
but
okay. Let's think about this logically.
Okay.
The Hebrews were more.
Yeah.
They could have just leave with Moses as the leader.
Well, but you have to think of the fact that historically, these slaves were not only malnourished, most of them were weak. Because I say historically because in this movie there are a couple of slaves that are jacked for some reason.
Yeah.
But historically, slaves are malnourished. They don't have weapons. They don't have access to weapons. So, an uprising could have been plausible.
But
not even an uprising. Just Moses groups them up. Let us go. Because basically that's what he does at the end.
Yeah, but they do have permission at the end, so nobody stops them.
But they do.
Well, okay. But when they leave, when they are on their way to the big door of Egypt, let's just call it that, the gates or whatever, nobody stops them. It's not until they are way out that Ramses...
There's a door?
No, I'm just
like a gate.
Yeah, I'm being I'm being hyperbolic.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, but it's not until they leave Egypt for good that Ramses is like, no, let's go get them back.
Yeah, but we lo estamos.
Yeah, no, I think the reason is just that, aside.
I mean, aside from the drama, like God is being a petty bitch because like.
We're gonna die.
Because he could have used his power to be like, Moses, just reunite your people.
Yeah.
And the people that would try to stop you, I would do something for them and stop me.
But that's the thing. God never does anything straightforward.
He does, though. He does the tornado fire.
Yeah, no. God does the tornado fire and the big one. Straightforward. Everything else, you handle it, Moses.
Yeah, but that's insane because he could have made Moses' life
Are you
so
really
much
gonna
easier.
question?
Are you really gonna question the Bible logic?
Okay. If you want to go logically, my answer is the slaves were like they just didn't believe in themselves, honestly.
Yeah,
probably.
Yeah, that's the logical one.
Well, yeah. closing the question, let's go back to the movie, and now is the biggie.
The biggie, where God does decide to finally take some action for himself and just
kill.
slaughter a bunch of children.
That was so
Firstborns
hard to
of all
see.
That
Egypt.
was
So hard to see.
The-
I think the
Yep.
hardest one before the big biggie.
yeah.
The hardest one was when you see a little kid that's carrying a
Yeah.
base.
a base,
Yeah.
and the
He enters the
plague,
house.
enters the house, and the plague enters his house, and you hear like the cracking of the vase.
The crash. It's a straight out like you hear the crash and then you see the hand.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you hear the vase cracking.
I know, that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
And it's-
The vase crashes and a hand comes out,
Yeah.
and that child is dead.
The child is dead. There's no way to paint it.
No.
It's like it's not
You-
it's not like in a Disney movie when you don't see, like in most Disney movies you don't see an actual death
There's
that
only
you can
I-
like it really explain.
yeah. I think there's only
Like
one.
Tarzan.
Yeah.
No,
well,
Notre
you see
Dame.
the shadow in Tarzan.
Yeah, Notre
Yeah.
Dame. You see Frodo die
He-
into the fire.
Yeah, but Frollo has that like he falls.
he falls.
No, I think
Like in Disney, you can if your kids if you're not ready to explain to your kids what death is, you can explain it away by saying another bullshit.
yeah, but in Disney, I think I could be wrong, but memory tells me that one of the first deaths that Disney has.
I want a Bambi.
No, Snow White. When Snow
But-
White eats the apple, you see her hand.
But she doesn't die.
I know, but well, she's dead until like
But
the
the
next.
implication-
I think like the biggest death that is like very impactful is
Oh, it's Bambi. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I was,
everybody talks about Bambi.
yeah, Bambi.
So,
But then
woof.
God, as this plague enters the Egyptian palace,
Woof.
Ramses' son is dead.
Woof.
Ramses' only heir
It's
is
gone.
dead, and I'm gonna assume it's his only heir because I don't.
You
think,
never see another kid.
You
Yeah,
never.
yeah.
No, you never see another kid, and I don't think you ever see his wife
No.
either.
No.
So that could have been Ramses' only surviving family that is not Moses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Ramses has nothing now.
Yeah.
I
And
think
then like he
That
puts,
truly encapsulates that even though you have an empire, if you don't have anyone to share it with, what's the point?
what's the point?
Yeah.
But then you see
and then
you know
see
Moses back then.
being
I don't know
heartbroken.
how good that decision was because that conversation could have gone 0 to 100 real quick, and he
Ramses
could have been
killed
dead.
him.
dead.
Yeah, Ramses could have killed him
Like
straight up.
straight up. And I think it shows a lot about his character that he didn't. That he was like, let my people go. Like I'll let your people go because I don't think it was sincere.
He was just tired.
Yeah.
He was like, let your people let
Just go.
just
I don't
go.
want you anymore.
But it just shows you because later on he just attacks his people.
Yeah.
But it shows you that he's pragmatic because he was like, I'm not gonna do anything to you now.
I love that pragmatic bitch. I love
I-
Ramses as a character so much.
He's like, I'm not gonna do it now. It's like I'm gonna
make you wait.
make you hopeful.
I'm gonna make you feel safe.
Yeah, I'm gonna make you feel safe. Yeah, that's
Because
that's
my
good.
child felt safe.
Yeah.
And I couldn't save him.
And
Yeah.
now I have no kid. Now you're not safe
I
anymore.
literally have nothing to lose.
So after that,
Oh, real quick. When Moses comes back to tell all of the Jews, the Hebrews, that they're leaving, it's not a cause for celebration, which I found very interesting. Everyone leaves like in a solemn state of mind because they knew
don't
it was a tragedy.
yeah,
Yep.
because they don't know was
That's
out
out
there.
there.
Out
yeah.
there. And it's like
Because
you are walking. You are literally walking with your faith, like
Yep.
Moses says. They can kill the speech that he does. That they can kill you. They can probably kill you right now and leave you without food, without without freedom. They didn't have freedom, so I don't know why he said that.
Yeah,
But-
and it gets right to their psyche when you become accustomed to certain types of treatments. Like when you're rid of that completely cold turkey, like what do I do afterwards?
Yep.
How does the world really work?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, am I right, Puerto Rico? That's a colony.
That's another thing that I kept thinking about during this entire sequence. I just kept asking my partner, where are they going?
They don't know. They're just going with faith.
Because God, the only instruction God gives is, I'm going to take them to the land of milk and honey. But what does that
The
mean?
land of promise.
But honestly, this goes back, like, we could put it like right now. This goes back to like immigrants.
Oh yeah.
When you leave your country to another place, it's because the things are so fucking bad when you live right now that even the unknown is better.
Yeah.
Like, look, what you don't even know is out there is better than what you're living right now. So it makes total sense that they just went away. Like, like an opportunity to not be a slave. Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, when they leave and we have this whole montage of all the Hebrews leaving.
Yeah, but there's Egyptians. They leave too with them.
I just assumed it was Hebrews as well, just dressed
like
differently.
guards.
Yeah. No, the guards don't leave. The guards, I mean, okay.
No, there's
guards
that
hear me. No, but they don't leave with them. No, they don't. They
leave the spears.
They leave the spears because Ramses ordered them not to. The point of this entire sequence is that Ramses is willingly letting the Hebrews leave. There's no point for those guards to be there.
Okay, the guards leave the spears.
Yeah.
And they are with the Hebrews when they cross the ocean. I saw them with the gears, and that's what I have the questions. Egyptians leaving too. There were two guards.
I'm just gonna chalk that up to animation error and move on.
They have the whole detail, and they are in a.
Well, maybe they were private slaves. Like, there are slaves, for example, that
I think what they're trying to say, that the Egyptians left with the Hebrews, is because they were inspired by Moses. And they decided to convert.
If I was a Hebrew with the group, I would throw rocks at them.
That is you, but remember, this movie is done by Americans. You know, Americans see the both sides of everything, and they think that everybody has redemption. Yeah. So, I automatically assumed that they like left and they got inspired by Moses and they wanted to convert.
But on the more positive side of the people who leave Egypt, there is a continuous shot. I think it's 3 times where an old lady and a little girl walk together, and I cried like a bitch. I
mean, there's a part where the little kid helps the old lady, and then later the old lady helps the little kid.
I cried.
Yeah, it's very emotional.
I cried because it also gives you the implication that either they are already family or they found each other, and we don't have anyone else.
Now, it's still a sense of camaraderie under Moses.
And then when like this montage is happening, we have the other musical number, "When You Believe," which I think is an amazing song.
It's a good song. It's a really good song. I have never
It won the Oscar. It won the Oscar.
It won the Oscar. But I think like that musical number is amazing because it's like everything happened because they believed in Moses. Yeah. And they believed in their God. But that faith got them through everything. Yeah. And how they left. It's a beautiful song. It's my favorite.
Yeah.
So, you got you When You Believe, and they are walking the desert, todo está chilling, and
estamos bien.
But then
Ramsey comes back.
No, then you hear the horn.
Ooh.
You hear the horn, and you see Moses being like, "Oh fuck."
Moses knows that horn.
Moses knows that horn. He knows that sound. He's like, "Oh fuck." And then he sees Ramsey
making a comeback,
and Ramsey is like, "Ah!" Warrior scream.
I love Ramsey. I just
like
do.
It was like it's amazing that man waited for them to get to the ocean, like the sea,
and because
he's like they cannot cross.
They can't cross. I have them. They're cornered.
I have them trapped. But then,
Plot twist.
oh, but you know what is the biggest plot twist?
Plot twist.
God.
Do you know who the biggest Deus Ex Machina is?
God. God will solve all your problems. And then God appears when your butthole is already clenched.
Yep.
And then, like, he does the tornado fire thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
He does the tornado fire, which you're already like, whoa, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And then he just says like, Moses, do the stick thing. And Moses
No,
does.
actually, he doesn't say that. He just...
You know what I mean?
No. Moses walks to the ocean. And he
yeah.
has the staff, or to the sea. It's the sea, right?
It's the sea.
Then he
It's
walks,
the Red Sea.
It's the Red Sea.
Yeah.
He walks to the sea, and he remembers
Oh.
that God told him, with this staff, you can do my wonders. And Moses kind of is like, who decides, let us part the sea. And through the power of God, he parts the sea.
Yep.
Which that's so
Okay.
beautiful. It's
Yeah.
so beautiful.
By the
It's
way,
so beautiful.
Tiny trivia, those 4-minute sequence, the parting the sea, took 2 years to animate.
That's what I was gonna
Because
say.
it's amazing.
It's amazing. You see it.
Courtesy of IMDb.
Yeah.
Sponsor us. please.
Sponsor.
Sponsor, please.
But yeah, like, it's amazing because when they're walking, first of all, this is a big crowd of Hebrews.
Yeah.
It's immensely big. So that must have taken a while.
That whole country.
That must have taken a while. And when the sea is parted, you can see everything. There's a
The
whale.
whale. You can see the whale. The whales is beautiful.
And the fishies.
And the fishies.
It's like you feel the sense of wonder that the Hebrews feel
Yeah.
walking through those, like, that sea is
Because
amazing.
they're guided by faith, and faith actually does wonders.
Yeah. Wow, amazing. that art degree, am I right?
Oh my god, you guys.
So they all cross.
They're cross.
And Ramses thinks, I can follow you. It's
I
fine.
can do that.
I can do that.
do
Like
that.
when
Because for some reason God decides to
to
stop
stop.
the fire.
He decides to stop, and I'm like, motherfucker.
Because
they
God-
have it. He's a drama queen.
drama
Dios
queen.
mío.
God
Like,
wants
to drama.
you know how
I'm surprised the fire didn't have lightning. I'm
Well,
actually surprised
you know,
because
that's
I
a
thought
good point.
That's a good point.
I thought Old Testament God, would bring you the fire and
Yeah.
the lightning, and for it to be fire, I'm like,
I just think it was too much in the budget. Like our money was already in the Red Sea, so. But yeah, Ramsey goes in. He orders his guards to charge, and as soon as the last Hebrew gets out of the ocean, I think Moses is the only one who kind of stays in the ocean.
Yeah. But
They're gone.
But they're running. Like,
Yeah, they're running.
because the soldiers are coming.
Yeah.
And Moses is like the only one that stays kind of behind because he's helping everybody.
Yeah.
because he's the leader.
He's the leader.
Moses is a sweetheart.
And I love, he can get it.
He can get it.
Then Moses is like Juan. He's because he knows that the sea is gonna crash.
Yeah.
Because it's starting to crash.
Yeah.
Because
It crashes from the back up to they are, right?
Yeah,
It's quite slow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's gradual.
It's taking out the Egyptians.
Yeah.
Like,
gradual
I don't know
crash.
how God knows that those were all Egyptians.
It's a
but
gradual crash,
Yeah.
like the economy.
You know, I don't remember whether it was Wikipedia or IMDb, but there is a theory that the scene where we see Ramses crash into a rock, like he's alive,
It's alive.
there's a theory that that's just Moses hoping that he's alive.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's not confirmed, this is a theory,
Ah,
but
okay.
it makes a little bit sense because when you see Ramses, he's kind of isolated from everything. You just see him in the rock. There's no,
I assume that he was alive because it's
No, I
just
assume-
such good drama.
I know.
True.
Because the seas unite again,
Yeah.
and you see Moses, and Moses is looking towards the horizon, and you hear Ramsey being like, Moses!
Yes.
Yeah.
Because that is the most iconic scream después de Stella in cinema
Yes.
that I have
So
ever
he
heard.
did right here, January 25th.
Like the most iconic scream after Marlon Brando. I stand by that. And you hear him like scream Moses, and you hear him like Moses like looking at the horizon. And then it kind of feels like you hear the echo, so you kind of like think that Moses is hearing him screaming, and he says, "Goodbye, brother."
Oh my God!
Yeah.
And the way he says it, you know that it's the last
forever.
time. It's forever. It's like this is not seeing you again after this. So
I love Ramses.
So this movie is epic not only because of the animation, but the story. The story is dramatic as fuck and big, and the themes are big too.
And honestly, yes, credit is due to the Bible because the story. But I feel like the unique thing about The Prince of Egypt is how it handles the story.
Yeah.
Because this could have easily
The
been...
beats are amazing.
Yeah, this could have easily been the story of two brothers who hate each other and, oh, you've never belonged here. But they turned it into a genuinely heartfelt relationship that later just crashes and burns.
You know, the thing is, like, being raised Catholic, I saw a lot of animated Catholic relationship.
Me too. And they
those
were always
movies,
creepy.
Those movies were creepy, but those movies were also bad because I feel like, again, they were not reading for the medium. It just felt like, oh, we gotta go bit by bit because this is how it is told in the Bible. Like,
because
you gotta
if you deviate from the primary source of the Lord, it's a blasphemy.
That's the thing, but sometimes you gotta deviate to create the drama and for you to care for the characters.
Yeah, literature and film are different mediums, and they do call for different devices.
Yeah. You have visual things. You can say more things with visual thing with the art than with the written word. So the thing is that those movies were mostly bad because, you know, they were beat by bit and there's no punch behind them.
They were literally beat by beat, but take out the harsher parts. Like Adam and Eve were naked, but they had leaves.
They stayed like in strategic places.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So then we go. Like after that, you got the goodest ending that you see that the Hebrew people are have their own country, that like they have the towns, the
we don't see that much
market.
Though. I think that
like in a wide shot we see like they have like houses.
Yeah, they're starting like a little camp, which
we see a brief moment of their settlement
before
you know, evidently reaching the promised land later. But
then you see Moses that goes to the mountain and gets the biggie ones, which are the two rocks.
The rules.
That
rules, like in Fairly Odd Parents.
AKA the origin of my Catholic guilt. That's how I wrote it in my notes.
You know, watching this movie, I told my partner, it's interesting how they decided to skip everything that happens while Moses is talking with God as he writes down the rules, because a lot of shit happens.
Yeah, a lot of shit happened. He wasn't okay. He was a good leader in the fact that he freed his people.
Yeah, but he stayed up there talking with God for 40 days, I think.
Yeah, but
the people were getting antsy.
But before that, he was not a good leader because people were fighting each other, were committing crimes and shit.
Tienes que recapitular que Moisés era tartamudo.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Really?
Sí.
You gotta tell this that for people.
I'm into the Bible, bro. Moisés era tartamudo.
What does that mean in English?
Tartamudo. I'm gonna Google.
Oh, okay. Our Spanglish is failing us, are bilingüe.
Six language.
Oh my God, tartamudo. I know the word. It's what the King's Speech has. Colin Firth has in the King's Speech.
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
Well, I'm like,
did you find it?
Nope. Hold up.
But I didn't know that he was that. But still, it doesn't excuse the fact that he didn't make some rules up or something like that. He just let people live in anarchy.
But let's go back to stutter.
Okay. Moisés era tartamudo y, ¿verdad? Originalmente tenemos a Moisés y tenemos a Aarón, el hermano. Aaron. So when you have this stuttering leader, like you the image of a leader back in the olden times is supposed to be one who's articulate, one who knows.
Moses we got.
The Moses that we got. Yeah. But the Moses in the Bible, total opposite. And that's why Aaron is a much bigger and important character in the Bible.
Oh, yeah.
Because he is... Aaron is the way...
The translator.
The translator. Aaron is the way for Moses to communicate with the people.
Yeah.
Even though Moses is the chosen one for the Bible. For the God.
Because Moses is also the one who does the golden bowl, right? Not Moses, sorry, Aaron. When Moses is up talking with God, there's a period where the Hebrews get so anxious, they start building a golden bull and they start worshiping it.
No, that's by their own account. Aaron had nothing.
Wasn't it Aaron? I thought it was Aaron.
No.
Oh, okay. Sorry, Wikipedia. Sorry, Wikipedia.
Well, so to finish talking about this movie, it ends with Moses with the 10 Commandments, and you hear "Deliver us." But in the voice of Moses' mother.
Yeah.
I can do that. With Moses' mothers. And it's amazing to end the film. We come back full circle and just the epicness of this film still stays because Deliver Us is an epic motherfucking song.
Yeah.
And it's the greatest way to end it. Because Moses is still delivering the people because they haven't gone to the promised land yet.
They're still on their way,
and they will be on their way for the next 40 years. But that's another part.
No. Let's not get into that.
That's another topical. Put a pin on it.
So, why do we think this movie fell?
Well,
in the opening weekend,
Americans don't appreciate 2D animation. In the era of, we're getting there, but
this is your theory.
Okay,
my theory. When you have so many technological advances in the camp of cinema, for you to stick to this old 2D, mindset, ¿cómo te digo? Puñeta. En esta cajita 2D, cuando tú puedes hacer algo 3D que pasa con Shrek, porque me voy a quedarme con esto. Aunque
but Shrek is 3D or 2D?
Yeah, no, Shrek is 3D.
But Shrek was 2000s.
Yeah, but Shrek is the first one, the Dreamworks, that made a shit ton of money.
Por eso.
That's why after Shrek there are no more 3D
Yeah,
movies.
but we're talking about why this movie fell on the release.
I don't agree with that. Yeah.
I mean,
I don't agree with that because up till that point, this was the Disney Renaissance era.
Wow,
so Disney
exactly.
is 2D.
My theory of why the film failed is the marketing because it was marketed to adults.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
I feel like if parents were like bringing their kids to this movie, probably the kids didn't like this movie, and those parents talked to other parents. And then word to mouth comes like this movie is too strong for kids or something like that.
There was blood, Susan.
And there's also an stigma of adults watching animation because somewhere along the line we just equated this medium with kids. I don't know why, and probably that added to it too.
I see.
Yeah, I feel like my theory is a mix of what. Your theory and the fact that it's religious.
Yeah.
I don't feel like religion was a big strong sport. Was a big takehold in the 90s, either late 90s. Yeah. Like America was doing fine. It didn't need a religious story, Like nobody.
Was America really fine?
Nobody wanted to see a remake of the 10 Commandments, which I'm pretty sure it was probably somewhere sprinkled into the marketing.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's just. It's also a religious thing because
it's a very hard movie to market.
Yes. I feel like this movie is ahead of its time.
It really is. I think the movie, I can safely say, is a cult classic now.
Yes.
Like, everybody loves it. And it deserves that love. The soundtrack is amazing. The story is amazing. And the animation is fantastic. Like, it's hard to watch at certain points, but it's a movie that you can rewatch.
Yeah. You just have to take like a couple of years
Between
each.
them.
Like, I had, like, the first time I watched this movie, I think it was back in 2015, because I hadn't seen it when I was a kid. I only saw...
didn't have that experience.
Yeah, as a kid,
every year.
I saw it as a kid.
No, as a kid,
Every
Every year.
Every year.
During Easter.
We don't have a budget, you guys.
I used to just watch El Dorado on repeat.
Oh,
Because
that's
I
a
had
good
it on
movie.
VHS.
No,
But,
También.
The Prince of Egypt, I only knew of Prince of Egypt when I was a kid through the trailers in the El Dorado VHS tape. Same with Joseph, King of Dreams. I still haven't seen Joseph.
I haven't seen it.
You gotta see it, but debatable.
Okay.
Debatable, okay.
I mean, everyone, the consensus is that of the 2D animated movies, Prince of Egypt is the best one.
Yeah.
Which I feel like I can safely agree with, because as much as I love El Dorado, I can easily, like, dissect El Dorado and be like, this could have been better, this could have been better, this could have been better.
Yeah.
With the Prince of Egypt, I don't feel that.
No.
I don't feel that. In fact, I am very surprised this movie is as great as it is, considering this movie has a lot going against it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a religious movie. You could easily offend people. I read in one of the IMDb trivia that Katzenberg went to multiple religious experts. He doesn't say if they're professors or anything. He just says experts to just make sure that this movie was as accurate and offensive as possible. Which, good for him, I guess, because it is, like, we're talking a lot about Catholic, but this movie
Is it Jewish?
is Jewish.
Yeah.
And, well, we don't have that experience because none of us are Jewish.
Yeah.
They are Jewish, though. The three main heads of Dreamworks are Jewish, I think so. At least Spielberg and Katzenberg are.
Yeah.
I can't remember who the third one is.
No.
That's gonna haunt me.
But, yeah.
But this movie has a lot going for it, and I feel like it did an excellent job in just being great. It's just great.
Yeah, do we recommend this movie?
Yes.
100% yes.
Yeah, go watch it now. If you have Hulu,
Yeah.
it's on Hulu, so go watch it. So, that's the end of our first episode.
Okay, David. Yeah.
David Geffen.
Third guy is David Geffen, but I don't know him, so
I don't know that.
Katzenberg and Spielberg it is.
So, this is the first episode of Show Me the Money.
Woo!
We did it.
A podcast by Major Tom Production. Major Tom Production. Follow us on YouTube. And Twitter is Major Tom Produce.
We'll put the links down below.
In the deeply do. No, I'm not gonna say that. And yeah.
Yeah, be sure to. We have an ongoing series going on right now about eroticism in cinema. It's gonna be a 4-part series, so if you haven't checked that out, please go ahead. Just give us a like, subscribe if you can, and please share. Right now, we're going on the basis of sharing this video as much as we can.
Podcast, I mean.
Video, podcast, whichever you want. Just share, you guys. Sharing is caring.
As our kindergarten teachers taught us, sharing
Is
caring.